Okay. So I can sync up the video and audio later.
Was that to get rid of the ghosts?
Yeah, that was to get rid of the ghost.
Was that to get rid of the ghosts in this room? Like,
Ghost. Bad spirits.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're recording. We're live.
Who was this? Was this some friend of yours who said that they can, like, you know, really inaugurate this room, like get out the bad spirits and put in good spirits with like
incense and everything.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Well,
Who
she
was
was
that?
she was a friend of mine, but we're not so close anymore. So
Oh,
I
okay.
guess that's
Okay.
bye bye.
Okay. Sorry to bring that up.
Peace. There's a lot of fish in the sea.
A lot of fish in the sea, definitely. So what's up, guys?
What's happening?
This feels weird. I have no idea. Like up until this point, we were talking so cool, and then as soon as I said, "Okay, we're recording,"
Yeah, then we had to stop.
we had to stop. I don't know.
No, but
This
it's
feels
good.
weird.
It's good.
Yeah?
I think we should just introduce ourselves, maybe.
I guess so. You want to start, Kevin?
My name's Kevin. I'm from Jersey, living in Frankfurt, and we all just decided to get together and, connect and share our individual experiences. And we're all different people, have different, views on life and different interests in life. Maybe some kind of cross each other's paths, but everybody's went down a different path, and we're all here. So.
That's right.
That was very.
Nice. I like that. Can I go next?
Yeah, you can go next.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, my name's John. I'm from Frankfurt, Germany originally. I was born and raised here, not too far away from this place where we're sitting right now.
East Side, Frankfurt.
East Side, yeah, that's right. East Frankfurt, what's up? Yeah, and I don't know. I actually can just second what Kevin said, man. What you said is cool to get together and talk about whatever, man. Just talk about some shit and share our perspectives and experiences. And I don't know. I'm curious what we're gonna talk about because I have absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me neither. Like me and Kevin was talking yesterday, and bro, what are we gonna do? And I was like, bro, you know what? Let's just be on one spot all together, and then let's just see from there.
Freestyle flow.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
You just can't be afraid.
That's true. That's true. That's definitely true. Is now my turn or?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so yo, it's your boy Bruno. My name is Bruno. Everybody kind of knows me as a chaos kid of Frankfurt. Not the favorite one here. Yeah, I moved here to Germany, 2 years ago almost? 3? I don't even know. And yeah, I'm here in Frankfurt representing, I guess, Frankfurt. I don't know.
Nice.
Let's see what happens. I'm actually excited about this whole thing. But at the same time, I don't know.
Let's talk about this corona right now and how it's affecting everything. I mean, now they just, Angela Merkel just made the new rules. Only 25 people are allowed together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that just happened today.
No
And,
way, really?
There was a lot of restrictions due to like corona infection. And I was actually really excited about the winter because the summer was dope. And we got the party.
Wait, hold up. You think summer was dope? I think summer was
No,
terrible.
I mean, considering like what happened and everything, Germany compared to the rest of the world, we
okay, we
definitely
were-
had it
yeah.
way easier. So
I mean, we did have just like
yeah.
butter.
And we had like 250 people were allowed,
Yeah, true.
So and now they
Yeah, that's a good
just
point.
brought it down to 50 people.
But I talked to Alvin, friend of mine, when we were now in Porto, and he said that actually from 1st of November, Sachsen, as a state of Germany, they're opening up clubs apparently.
Yeah, that was up until today.
Oh shit! And then they changed it. Oh.
Yeah, because of
man.
the new restrictions and everything. So I know, I mean, we had a good summer. Now it's about to be like 4 or 5 months of straight gray. Nobody can party with each other. I don't know how that's gonna affect everybody. Everybody already has a problem with the time. We had to change the time,
Right.
with the whole clocks and everything.
Right.
It's gray, it's raining, it's Germany, And then now you have to be, I don't even know. There has to be some new ideas. That would be like good to think of something new, like some party or something that we can get together somehow.
Well,
It's gonna
a friend of mine from Amsterdam, he actually started organizing Zoom parties
Zoom parties.
when the first lockdown happened.
Okay.
You mean in the club Zoom or
No. He means like the app Zoom.
Zoom parties as in
like via Zoom, and it actually got pretty big. But I mean,
But how do you
Isn't it
like?
strange?
What is like?
What
so
do you
there's a
do?
DJ playing obviously for everybody that's there, right? So it's like a headphone party at home.
or you can be
Not
connected.
headphone,
You can be
yeah,
connected to the speakers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can connect it to your own speaker system, and
Sure.
then, like, I guess, you can always go visit different people, via Zoom. So you can go check, hey, let's see how Bruno's dancing to this, or Kevin, or whatever. Like.
Kevin would dance like shit.
But I don't know, man. I think it's strange.
I definitely think.
You know
it's
what's strange is like how this is going to affect the whole mentality from people. Not just us as adults, but like the kids, the future kids. Like everybody was already afraid that like through social media that you're going to have like a distance between other people. You're not going to have that contact. Everybody's looking at their phone, like checking out whatever is like the new updates, but not really talking to each other. And now it's like an accepted thing that you have to be distant from somebody. You even see like when you're walking down the street and like maybe you're walking with somebody, your homie, and then all of a sudden somebody comes around the corner. And then how they kind of like hug the wall or the fence. That happened with me and Hayes today. Like it was just, it gives you like a weird feeling. And me being a black man, I already had that feeling before. And now it's like kind of funny because everybody is slowly getting that feeling what we had before. What's wrong with me? Do I stink? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just crazy how even how it'll affect the movies or shows. Like you're not allowed to touch each other. Like I've been doing commercials lately because they've been they're allowed to start filming again and everything, official films and commercials. And then I even noticed like we go to give high fives, we're not allowed to touch each other. Like if you're sitting there on the table, you have to have a mask on, and they want to have the mask in there. It's kind of like we're being programmed for a long time, and that's not cool. And like, and I just worry about like my son who's 12 and didn't even really get to enjoy his life yet. What's going to be like when he's 18 if this is still going on? And who's to say that the next epidemic is not going to start, or this is just a start? And
yeah, but the thing is, I talked with this actually with the Uber driver. Actually, I was going today. I went on a film shoot, and when I was going to the film shoot this morning, I talked with the Uber driver, and we talked exactly about this thing. And I think that I honestly think we kind of, as humanity and society, we do deserve this, and I think it's a perfect image of what we as society and people are allowing to happen. I mean, like we are totally we buy into this thing. For example, I was in Porto last week. In restaurants and cafes, obviously, when you're sitting down, you don't have to wear a mask because you got to drink and eat.
which is retarded.
But no. But hold up. When you're walking,
Yeah,
when you're walking, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Germany.
Same thing in Germany.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
I walked through the restaurant. I just wanted to go to the bathroom. The lady's like, yeah, no problem. So I'm walking through, and then the girl got up, and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe she wants to talk to me. I don't know. But and then she's like, can you put on your mask? Can you put on your mask? I'm like, what? You don't even have your mask. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I'm like, okay. So you mean
and Kevin's like, oh, you into that shit? You into it?
like what? The virus is just gonna stay there at the table, or what? Or like because I'm walking through and moving.
I'll wear a mask.
Like I'm not that quick.
I don't know. But I think like at the beginning I was really getting mad, and I was like, "What the fuck? Fuck all of y'all! You're so stupid." But now, obviously, I do.
You think that we deserve it? Like
Yeah,
that
I
we've
do.
done so much wrong.
No, because we allow it. So then, like for example, I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and there was this one dude, and he said a really good thing. He said like every country deserves the government that she has, and I think it's the same thing kind of with this. We allowed this, so we buy into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
okay.
we could have controlled it. You know what I mean?
Controlled it how?
Well, but I really disagree with the sentence that every country deserves the government it has.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people had no say or have no say whatsoever in the
Bro,
government
vote.
they have.
But vote.
But you can vote. That's
I mean,
such
in
an
a lot
easy
of
thing.
countries you can't.
Yeah.
And in many countries, the vote or the election is just
It's
pro
just
forma.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
It's
it's
just for show.
It's
Yeah.
just for show. You know,
I don't know, but about this Corona
like
thing,
in the GDR, you know, you had
Yeah, okay.
elections.
Yeah.
that's
You
true.
know,
Yeah,
in Russia, you had elections.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You
That's
know,
true.
but
But
That's
we
true.
see where that's going.
Right.
He could be president forever. Putin,
But I don't
so-
know. I was looking, for example, in Serbia, they had well, the Serbian government is completely fucked up, and they're playing with the people. But they did a new like a reform or whatever about this Corona thing,
Yeah.
right? A new set of rules, and it was really bonkers. It was ridiculous. It was so limiting, and people said no, went to the streets, protested, and they don't have it. They literally went on the street. Not even too much havoc, like chaos and like not much. I mean, it was Serbian people, so there was some chaos and fires, but
I guess that's where you are. You know, like here in Germany, they're also protesting a lot. Like in Berlin, they had those 20,000 plus people going more than once this year with no mask going through the city. So I just think it depends on how strong the government is already. And not even
Very
that,
strong.
like, Germany has like a certain standing in Europe. So if they were the ones to have no rules, and everybody's going through and passing through Germany, then they would probably be the cause and they would be blamed for everything. And I think, you know, German mentality from everything that happens in the war, they don't even want to be blamed for something that they can't control, but they can control what people do and stuff. And I understand what you mean. Like, we allow it by putting on the mask and, you know, abiding by the rules and doing everything that they say. But I don't think everybody's, you know, want that. And for example, I work here, you work here.
Yeah.
We pay taxes. I can't vote. You know.
Yeah, true.
I can pay taxes. Finance love me. You know, like they love me, but I have no say in anything that happens here in Germany. You know, like that's
true.
also another point. There's so many people.
Not even on a municipal level.
No.
No.
Which is
thought-
like
okay.
crazy.
after like what? After like 18
No, like
years?
I have permanent residency here, but I don't have any say. The only thing I have a say in is like, I don't even have a say in how much taxes I pay. So
Yeah.
I have no say.
That's messed
I
up.
can't
That's
say
messed up.
anything.
After what,
And I've said
18
that
years?
before, but I guess, you know, in the States, it's the same thing. Like, if you don't have what's that called?
Citizenship.
Then you also can't vote. So, and in the States, it's even worse. If you're in jail, whatever it might be, then you're not also allowed to vote. I don't know if they have that here in Germany, but, you know.
Even if you like have been to jail, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not even in jail anymore, but a lot
Yeah,
of
but
people
you
just
have to-
can't
like,
vote.
If they have their fines still,
Yeah.
like if they have like a fine still that they haven't paid off, even though they set their time, did everything, then they're still not allowed to vote. And that's why like, you have a lot of rich people right now like paying off people's debts so that they can vote and have a chance to vote.
Oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
happening. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
a
like
good thing.
a
Yeah.
new wave thing, you know?
I don't know. Hayes is saying something in the background. Now he's walking out. What, bro? Camera can't see you. You're gonna have to walk around.
So, I don't know.
John Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
people who are like buying arenas or renting out arenas in the States so that they can vote.
Yeah, just so for everybody listening, Hayes just mentioned like some people that were paying for people.
To be
you
able
know,
to vote.
To be able to
yeah,
vote,
to be
which
able
is
to
kind
vote,
of
yeah.
crazy, like when you think about it. Just because they did time and did their thing, then they should be automatically allowed to vote. You know, like they.
I find it ridiculous. I
It's
mean,
just-
Fucked up system.
yeah, exactly.
Just, I just don't know.
But
what's
bro,
gonna-
that's America, so America has a lot of shit.
okay, that's a whole different subject.
That's a whole different
But
subject.
It goes back to the point that you had said with like everybody, you know, can vote, everybody can have a say in change.
Yeah, that's
and all
that was
stuff.
actually
You know,
that was a good argument.
So I don't know.
I stand correct. I sit corrected.
I myself, I love being a rebel. Like, I don't really see anything in like, you know, why should I have to do something just because some politician or not even a majority even makes a decision on like the stuff that we have when it comes to like weed. Everybody knows that like every third person smokes, you know, and now it's like acceptable. And everybody's saying like, oh, it seems like everybody's smoking now. It's like a cool thing. No, it's just that everybody realizes, or more and more people realize that you can say something now and nobody's gonna look down on you or whatever you do. That's your thing. You know, like as long as you get up, you're not a menace to society, then why should I disapprove, if you believe you're a cactus, or if you want to go marry a horse, I don't care. You know, like if I was into horses, maybe I would care, because then you'd be taking my horses away.
Nice. Let's see.
Well, you do look like you're into horses.
Well, maybe I could satisfy a horse.
What?
No, but
I like that you mentioned the word cactus. Let's see how often we can drop that in this conversation.
That's interesting. We should keep like a count.
Yeah.
Or after when I'm editing.
Cactus count.
Cactus count. That's 3 now by now, or 4.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
But I just like, you know what, I like the fact that you were here, you're born in Frankfurt, I'm born in Jersey, he's from Croatia. Yeah. And everybody has anyway our own ways of thinking. And I just think that Germany needs more of that. You know, like free thinkers, people who are willing just
I definitely agree with that.
step out the box and be like, you know, because a lot of people, I can even see it in myself, that you kind of get used to the mentality here and you try to conform, even though you are like free thinker and like, I would never do that. But I find myself sometimes like, should I cross the street? It's red. You know, like,
yeah,
and
definitely.
And I'll be thinking,
crazy.
like, what's wrong with me? And then at that moment, I just cross it. And maybe a car's coming, but it's just the fact that I'm like, why am I going against my principles?
Yeah.
You know, like, I know how to cross the street. I don't need a light to tell me.
No, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool to cultivate that here in Frankfurt as well, especially. I mean, if I'm to drop some history, Frankfurt used to be called the Free City of Frankfurt. There's an official title.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah,
Well,
so
cool.
like Frankfurt was actually not part, or didn't want to be part of Germany. Actually.
Okay.
But got sort of
Sucked
colonized by the Prussians
Yeah.
in 1866 or 67.
Okay.
And after, you know, the Prussian Empire basically became the German Empire, right?
Yeah.
And there's something very, I mean, okay, maybe I'm gonna, you know, refer to some stereotypes now or something, but there's something very Prussian about wanting to conform, you know, and not wanting to
Go
stand
against the
out or
grain.
go against, go against the rule,
Yeah.
et cetera, which I think Frankfurt, having always been a city of trade, you know, ever since the Middle Ages, was always an open city, open to goods, but also open to ideas. And so it's cool that you mentioned that, and that you're here in Frankfurt, that we're here in Frankfurt.
Well, I find like, thank God I landed here. Like I've been everywhere in Germany. Like I can seriously say I've been almost everywhere in Germany, because I was in the army, you know, and like now I've been here 17 years, and without the army. And then I think like,
how old were you when you got here?
21, about to turn 21. So I was in the army then. Yeah, then about 25 when I got out and actually decided to come back here. And I actually never looked back. Everybody's like, how come you're from New York, Jersey? How come you're here? I'm like, Frankfurt is just dope. It's like, it's way easier. It's just like, I hated that they used to say it before, like Manhattan. And I'm like, that's disrespect. Like,
That's really disrespect. That's
I
definitely
never say that and
disrespect.
compare, but I understand what they mean. Like it's a big city with everybody knows everybody. It's like a small town feeling, you know. And I love that about Frankfurt. And it's like just so, even though it's used so much multicultural, it really is.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like I know Berlin and all the other states or cities are as well, but I just have a different feeling here in Frankfurt that you can't get anywhere else for some reason.
I think the difference is that here in Frankfurt, at least from my experience, it's not only multicultural, but it's also intercultural in the sense that people from different backgrounds actually work together and do things together, which I think in other cities like Berlin is not so much the case. You know, you have the Turkish doing their thing, you have, you know, these people doing their thing. And here in Frankfurt, because it's so small, I think there's no point, or there's no way to avoid it.
And I also like this mentality of Frankfurt that, you know, they don't allow things fast. Like you got to prove first here, I think, in order to go in. As far as like, you know, they take their respect. Frankfurt people, they really like own this respect. You know what I mean? They kind of have this like, I don't know how to express myself right now, but they basically have it like, yo, I'm from Frankfurt and you're coming to my city, and before we do anything, first like make sure, like let me know that you're correct and you're coming correct, and that I can do something with you. I have this feeling like the Frankfurt people who are from Frankfurt, they really take pride in this city and they own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I mean, like if somebody's from Austin, like East Side, or if somebody...
not necessarily like parts of Frankfurt. I'm just saying in general, I like this Frankfurt mentality of, you know, kind of grinding and keeping it, you know, real to a certain sense. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I meant like where I get the feeling that I'm back home, but in a whole smaller like concept. You know, like it's all the hustle. Everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's just going their own way. And then somehow you go to a party and then you have like hundreds of people that normally would never be together.
Yeah, true,
and they're
true.
all together and stuff. And that I definitely don't see in other cities. And like if you go to like some chic thing, then you always see the same kind of people. And like I'm thinking like,
I mean, you have this in
yeah, you have
Frankfurt
this,
too.
of course, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a whole, I don't know, it's just a different feeling here that I get.
I feel this realness. Like, for example, when I moved from Berlin here, first couple of months were literally like, why the fuck did I move from Berlin to fucking Frankfurt? I was really asking
because
myself
of the hype in Berlin and how free
yeah, and
it's
because
supposed
of
to be.
and you know, in Berlin you can, I mean, I don't have to tell, like, you know, you can do so much things in Berlin. And then
But do they have strip bars with chicken, with like a chicken spot?
yeah, bro, bro, Berlin is like a fucking international. But the thing is, every time I would go to Berlin, which was quite often before, like I would go once a week or maybe once in 2 weeks to Berlin, when I would introduce myself to people, and then when I would say I'm from Frankfurt, they would give me this weird like, oh.
Yeah.
And at first,
I
at first I have to admit I was a bitch. I was like, yeah, I know, man. Yeah, Frankfurt sucks. Yeah. At first, I have to admit I was like that. But then after a while, I was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
For example, we was in Porto last week. The model we were shooting, the model was from Berlin. We were talking. She's like, yo, where you from? And I'm from Frankfurt. And she gave me this, and I was like, the fuck you mean,
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, all of a sudden this Frankfurt, you know, Birkenstocks mustache and
I guess that
Apfelwein.
goes with what John was saying with the intercultural thing, you know, that you kind of feel like intertwined in the whole
Yeah,
culture.
definitely, yeah.
And you kind of take like, you know, offense to somebody saying like, what, Frankfurt? Like,
But you know what? Like, I also used to take offense to that, but then I realized, okay, Frankfurt has a bad rep, but maybe it's okay because it actually stops a lot of people from coming here just because it's, you know, cool or hip or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's
Like the
true.
people that come here usually come here for
banks.
for business or you know, or whatever. Maybe they have, because they really have a reason to come here, not just because I think it's
Frankfurt.
cool. You
Because of
know,
the
they
hype.
want
Because of the hype,
they want to join the hype.
Well, that's like a good thing about Berlin. You hear that a lot. Like people are like always leaving or going and then leaving again, and then I guess you lose that flavor. And when you have people that actually stay in the city, then you never really lose it. And everybody knows somebody from somebody. Like in Frankfurt.
Yeah, but because I think first of all, because it's smaller, and also it's easier to connect here. I have a feeling like when I was living in Berlin, I had maybe one friend, which was more of an associate than friend. And it was so hard to make connections, like deep connections, or like build relationships in Berlin, because it's a huge city. You know, they don't allow it so easily. You know,
And people are, I believe, like there is a certain superficial openness in Berlin. But
what do you mean?
like,
What kind of?
no, like they seem to be like super open and doing all these crazy things.
But
et cetera,
they're
et cetera.
not.
But like actually like pretty closed.
Definitely.
Like, because you know they're like it's all about being part of a certain scene. You want, and then the scene is really closed off. You know, they just like they don't really want to allow outsiders or new people to get in there, or people who might challenge also their self-perception or their identity just by being actually open. You know what I mean? Like by being actually open and actually saying, well, you know what you're doing is cool, but what these people are doing is also pretty cool. So I like to hang out with both of y'all, you know? So
why not? Yeah.
why not? But I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know. But however, Berlin has one advantage over Frankfurt, and that is that it has shit. Like it has good food and it has things to do as far as culture goes. Like I really miss here in Frankfurt certain things. Like for example, just certain happening like gatherings or just events or a sense of art and sense of culture. I really think that, and what I hope we're gonna do in the future, we're gonna build that. But like right now, not counting Corona, up until this point, we only had like what I had was like private connections through our like underground community with hip hop and small little things that we would do, maybe make an event or a cypher jam or this or that.
Yeah.
But like there's not much of it. There is, obviously there is, and there's a lot of quality in the city, but I'm just saying that it's not enough. It's really not enough, and in Berlin, if we're right now in Berlin, don't mind, like let's say Corona is not here. If we're in Berlin and there's no Corona right now, whatever the fuck you want to do right now, it's, what time is it? Fucking 10:05. Whatever you want to do at 10:05 right now on Tuesday night, you can do it. Whatever. Say you want to go salsa dancing, you want to go to exhibition, you want to, go whatever the fuck you want to do, you can do in Berlin at any given time, and it's a cultural thing. It's not like, oh, it's just a random ass. I mean, it's definitely random, but it's not something like once in a month or something. It's like it's everywhere, and yeah, this Frankfurt, I don't think it has that much of it. And one other thing, record stores. Like we as Frankfurt, we suck, man.
Yeah,
There's not a single good record store. This is no diss to anybody, but I don't think there's a single good record store in Frankfurt.
Oh.
Maybe somebody who listens to this might get offended owning a record store, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can fuck off.
Wait,
But yeah,
don't you guys think like the fact that this happened, this epidemic, that people are gonna start stepping out and thinking outside the box for new ideas? They have to.
They're already started doing it.
Everybody,
Sure.
yeah, everybody's forced to conform, like reinvent themselves, and maybe through that, like, good things will happen.
We're doing a podcast right now.
Yeah, I just mean like, I think like what you're saying is right, maybe, that people are just a little bit stiff when it comes to like new stuff. But now everybody went through a lot this year. So maybe soon it's going to be something.
No, I agree. I think on a personal level, this gives us all a chance, in a sense. I mean, even though it's a fucked up situation, it gives us a chance to reevaluate and to
what's important,
recalibrate, and maybe think like, okay, what have I been doing so far? And I mean, what else could I be doing? You know what I mean? And I think, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are coming up with new concepts, new ideas right now. I mean, we've also done that here at Jazz Montez. I mean, we've been organizing concerts and festivals the last couple of years, which just isn't really possible for the time being. So we, decided to do some other things, work on some.
Now we did a music video.
Work on some video productions. Work on music productions. All that kind of stuff. So it's interesting.
Lorenz is right now at the studio. Is he still in the studio?
No, I think they
left. Yeah, they were recording a new song.
Okay, I saw the other day that everybody was in there, or I think yesterday actually.
Yeah, it was like a rehearsal.
Yeah, they were rehearsing, and they recorded a really beautiful song with.
It's really beautiful.
Singer called Shelly.
Okay.
Shout out to Shelly. Shout out to the band.
So you guys trying to do a video with this, or
also but recording the song first.
Oh, okay, recording and putting it out there.
Right, and then
I talked to Lorenz today at the studio sessions, at the recording, and I'm like, so bro, when we do my October is getting booked. When are we gonna shoot it? And he just gave me this like, bro, I don't know. Let me just finish the recording first.
Exactly.
And then let's
first things first.
First things first, exactly.
First.
But we did first Jazz Montez music video.
Yep. For Priorität.
For Priorität. Shout out to Priorität.
Yeah.
And that was by the museum in Frankfurt.
Yeah, the location was. Well, at first, the location, when I saw the pictures, I was like, wow. Like, fuck yeah, we're shooting there. And then they told me that nobody shot there, right? Or
I think, definitely not in this direction.
in this direction, yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm from Croatia, going to shoot in Frankfurt. Not many people have shot there. And then we got to the location
There was
first,
other
like
people there.
no, no. We went.
Other people shooting music video.
No, we rented.
At the same time.
we rented the location, but we got there for the scout location first, and then from like I was like, okay, cool, I like it. And then the day of the shoot was like, fuck this location, man, because it got boring. You know, it was just one part of it, and half of that like imagine it was like a square, right? And or like a full 360 circle, and I could only shoot 180. Like half of the view, like half of the 360, I couldn't shoot because the other half of like the other side was like a street with the cars and
okay.
you know, so it looked ugly.
Pleasing.
So I only had one type of an angle, like 180-degree angle, and it got you know, I was not so creative. But we pulled it off. I think it was good.
I think it's gonna look super cool in the end, just because it's a really trippy place.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the guys bring the energy. Like it was beautiful. The guys are so cool, so funny, really cool guys, and also talented.
I saw you were.
Saw my drums playing.
Yeah, that was nice.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing. Yeah. So far so good, I would say.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much.
We're into minute 31, going into 32. How do you say 32?
Yeah.
32, Bruder.
Sehr gut.
Ich bin Deutsche lernen.
How's that going?
Yeah. Scheiße.
Are you actually making an effort, or?
No. I'm actually making effort. How do you say it?
What do you mean?
I'm
What's
actually
the
fighting
opposite of
against
effort?
What's the opposite of effort?
Laziness.
Yeah.
No, it has no, I'm actually fighting against. I mean, I was at the beginning. I was fighting against it, and then like I really spoke no German. Like I had it in school, like first 2-3 grades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this was like ich heiße Bruno, ich wohne, blah blah blah, and then we got to the point where it was like past tense when you had to switch like hat gegangen, hot or whatever. You know when you got to switch it. And I was like, yo, fuck German. I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't want to.
No, Mom, I don't want to.
No, please, like, it's not 1940.
Just kind of
I don't have to do it.
Nice. But now you ended up here.
And then I ended up here. And so at the beginning, I was fighting against it. And when people would talk to me German, I would be I could be very rude. I was like, no, I don't speak German. You speak English. And then at one point, which happened not long ago, like 2-3 months ago, I went to the supermarket and the lady didn't speak English. And all of a sudden I started speaking German. Like it just came out of me. I mean, it was terrible, but I was like, diese bitte, ja, 200 Gramm, danke schön, vielen Dank, schönen Tag.
Nice.
And then I went to the Uber driver. I was in Berlin and Uber driver missed, like there was a GPS problem. So he was like 2 blocks away. So I was like, fuck. And the guy's like Turkish or whatever. He speaks no fucking English. So I'm like, how do I explain it to him? And I was like, oh, du musst zurückgehen und dann erste links der Seite, dann Kreuz kommen und dann rechts und dann ich bin hier. You know what I mean? It was terrible. It sounds fucking retarded, right?
No, but it makes sense. I mean, you can figure it out.
Yeah, but he found me. I was like, yeah, damn, I can do this shit.
Cool. Nice.
And since then, I guess I'm ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen.
I mean, I guess
it takes.
this is a question for both of you. How is it to be in Germany when you don't speak the language? Because I mean, I have obviously no experience.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
mean, like I remember, like my.
But you speak German.
Yeah, you do now, but I mean, like
speak,
in the beginning.
In the beginning, like, because I actually learned quick because I just wanted to work, and it was I either work here and do something productive, or I just go back home. And actually, like, I learned probably like 6 months into being here already, but I still didn't have like a work visa. So I didn't really know like after the 6 months, but I remember before that, I used to think like, what are they talking about? Like, are they talking about me? I know I'm big, like, and then I was already like, I don't know. I was just so self-conscious about like everything that they were saying, and I just had to learn. It was just, it's not a good feeling to be in a place and not understand what people are saying. And I'm like an extrovert. I need to, you know, conversate with people and like get to know them and stuff. And then forcing people to speak my language, even though I'm in their country, just didn't seem right. You know, so like it wasn't a good feeling. Like, but once I picked it up, and then like I just got more and more comfortable. That's all it takes. You just gotta try.
Yeah, definitely.
You just gotta try, make mistakes, and then in the back of my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I already speak one language. I'm trying to learn another language. So no matter what, if they make fun of me, I don't give a fuck. Like it'll just come. And the more and more I thought like that, then the quicker it just came. You know, like. But it's definitely not a good feeling. I don't understand how people could be 20 years, 10 years in a country and not speak that language. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, that's really. I mean, I know some of my
There's
friends.
a lot of people like that,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, how? Like, I don't know.
But usually, from my experience, usually it's older people, like people from Vietnam, like my friends, my Vietnamese friends, and then their parents, you know.
Yeah, but their parents have also been here for like 20 something years. So,
Yeah, that's
you know?
true. I
So-
think they do talk, but they kind of refuse to because
They
I don't know.
definitely understand in a
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
way, but
yeah.
I don't really know if all of them, because if they did talk, they would talk. You know, like there's no way that you would just let somebody talk to you in some kind of way and then you just not respond. That's like a
That's
human
true.
thing. You
That's
need to
true, yeah.
respond. And just to sit there and be like,
But I also believe that Germans aren't necessarily very helpful when someone's
No.
trying to learn a language.
Not at
For
all.
instance, like when I was
you mean they criticize or?
no, I mean they're not like I don't know. They're probably not. I mean, first of all, a lot of them don't speak English that well, especially older
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Why?
Because
Bro, like
Americans
I
are here.
really, I mean, I really like. I understand. I'm in your country. I should learn your language, but if I call a Vodafone company
Yeah.
and a 27-year-old answers, picks up after me saying operator, which fucking means English speaker, and then I get the agent, 27-year-old, and he doesn't speak English.
That's crazy.
Are you fucking
weird.
kidding me? Like
Okay, that
That
must be
is-
rare. That must be rare.
No, bro, this is happening. I swear to God,
yeah,
it
but
happens
I've heard his
all the time.
conversations when
Because
I don't know why he calls like the phone people all the time, or internet.
I have
but yeah,
serious issues.
I've
I
heard
have
those
serious
conversations.
fucking issues with Vodafone. It's serious. Like,
Didn't you want to hook us up with the internet here? Vodafone? Didn't you say you have Didn't you say you have a good connection with them? you have a good
actually-
deal. You get a good deal from Vodafone because
actually-
you're on the phone with them all the time.
yeah, exactly. I know the whole office. No, but I just find it, because it's not the point. I don't think even they don't speak. There's no way that 27-year-old in Germany, in Frankfurt, don't speak no English. It's impossible. Like, you're refusing to talk English, and this is pissing me off. You know what I mean?
Now,
Like,
the stupid thing is knowing all the hip hop songs and everything, and then
And-
you realize you don't even know what you're saying right there. Like, if you can't speak English with me, what are you listening to? Like going down the street. But I guess like
I don't know, but I just get,
Sounds.
I
the
just,
sounds.
I find it funny, and not even Vodafone ain't no German company. Like, Vodafone is a worldwide company, and then they cannot even provide services. What if I was a?
maybe you need to go to telecom.
Right on.
Well, it's
They're
all the
even
same.
bigger.
Yeah, I don't know.
This podcast is brought to you by Telecom.
We are not getting sponsored by Vodafone. But if you are listening, Vodafone, your customer service is wonderful. Just maybe that one guy who's 27 and doesn't speak English, he needs to get kicked out. Well, he probably has a permanent contract. You know how Germany works. So you can't kick him out.
By the way, what do you have, John?
You mean?
Like O2, O2, or
No, I got Telecom.
Telecom? What about you?
E plus, or what is that now? O2, I guess.
O2. I mean, but the whole thing runs through Telecom anyway.
Yeah, they own
So,
everything. That's
yeah.
what I hate about here. It's always a monopoly.
No, but it's same in Croatia.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have also Vodafone. Now it's called, I think, A1 or something. Yeah, stupid name, but it's Vodafone. And we have a lot of them, but they're all run through
You guys got,
Telecom.
I didn't
T-Mobile.
even know you guys have phones and that's so cool.
This motherfucker, right?
I really
here.
thought it was just like, beaches and like, I don't know how you get there.
Donkeys.
You guys Uber with a horse and carriage? That's
This
like dope.
motherfucker. Bro.
Because you literally have 1 horsepower.
Bro, I'm going to take you to Croatia, bro.
Yeah, Croatia's dope though. I was there. Yeah.
Oh, you were where?
That's actually bizarre. Istria.
Istria.
Yeah. I like.
Istria is beautiful. It's very Italian influenced.
Yeah, because it's right over.
Yeah,
across the
especially if
water,
you go to
basically.
the west side. It's like southwest side. It's really it's really some parts you think you're in Italy.
The only thing I didn't like about Croatia was like
Racism.
No, actually not.
motherfuckers
They
on the
like
islands.
love me down there. I don't know why.
Really?
But like I always got free stuff at the bakery, and like my ex, she was like always annoyed, but whatever. But I didn't like the stones on my feet.
Stones on your feet?
because there's like rock beaches and
Oh,
everything, and
okay.
like, and I was thinking like, do I need shoes? Like,
I'm sorry,
those,
American.
aqua shoes. Yeah, I was thinking I was like really American until I was walking on the promenade and I saw that they were selling those shoes for everybody. So that means I wasn't the only one thinking like that.
Like
Because we have a lot of Americans.
Yeah, like the aqua shoes, so you can protect your feet.
You guys
and
are
stuff.
so ridiculous. You know what? When we have tourists coming in and when we see them in those shoes, bro.
Well, it hurts your feet.
By the way, you will never get pussy in those shoes. But
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
no, bro, we find it. I find it also ridiculous.
I think Bruno just gave you a challenge to prove him wrong.
Oh.
Go there.
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
go, go,
No,
to,
bro,
go, to,
no
go to Croatia.
Croatian-
Go to Croatia and rock those shoes, man.
Bro, no Croatian woman will give you pussy if you wear those shoes. No way.
No way.
I like we have a proof where this is recorded on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you do it, I give you 100 euros.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
deal?
Aqua shoes.
She has to be a Croatian chick, not
Not an export or import.
yeah, exactly. No Serbian, no Bosnian, no Slovenian, no.
But you guys only have like 1.8 million people, and they all live outside of Croatia.
Bro, we have almost
you have more people who live
5
outside
million.
of Croatia that live inside of Croatia, right? Isn't that like I saw
This
some
I
study
don't know.
on
I
it.
honestly don't
There was
know.
like more Croatians who live outside of Croatia.
There are a lot of
than-
Croatians in France.
Yeah, bro, like half of
Sure.
Bornheim is Croatian.
You're the
half of
only,
Frankfurt.
I think, the only like congregation that actually is able to have mass in the big Frankfurt Cathedral, which is Catholic here, is the Croatians.
It's us, yeah. We have,
okay.
yeah.
Like, this is
That's
like
true.
every Sunday, I think they have the mass there.
So
We're
you
gonna
guys are
slowly
like
take your city over,
You guys
bitches.
are like the Mexicans of America.
I don't know.
Can we say that? Can we say that?
Can we say that? Was that racist?
I mean, no, you're Croatian. Is it racist?
No, but is it racist towards Mexicans?
No, is it racist toward Croatians?
Wait, Black Lives Matter, bro. Shit. That's funny.
But it's kind of like, speaking on that point, I remember when I first got to Germany and like my mom, she was like, yeah, be careful out there. You know how the Nazis are. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, and I'm thinking like, I'm from New York, yo. Like, you know how many people, cultures I've seen? Like I've chilled with everybody. Like I had every type of friend, girlfriend. And then I like got here and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they're right. So I'm getting off the plane. First got into like the city here in Frankfurt. And then just imagine like you're coming out of the Frankfurt train station and the
Oh
front
my God.
entrance, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and then I'm looking and I'm like, okay, where's Germans? I was like, Germans? I see crackheads. I see like Africans, Moroccans. I see everybody.
Excuse me, is you German?
Yeah, like, please show me a German. I just want to meet one by.
Are
one
you a
person.
Nazi finally? Like, where are the Nazis
And I'm
at?
like, yo, man, I'm taking pictures with African. Like, yo, is he a Nazi too? But there was like no blonde hair, blue eye. Like Hitler got that wrong. Like he picked the wrong country. He should have went to like Lithuania or Poland, like stayed in Poland, and then he would have had his dream. But actually, like what he did, like really made Germany what it is today, like more cultural, which
Yeah,
is actually
definitely.
dope. You know, like, and I was talking to my mom. She's like, "Yeah, how is it?" I'm like, to be honest with you, I still haven't met a German person. And it was like, I was probably like 2 weeks here. Like, it was crazy. And like, I would go to clubs and like, I'm like new, I'm 20, 21. And I'm like going to the clubs and I would be like talking to girls and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. So you're German? Like, no. I just moved here like 3-4 years ago with my family. I'm like, man, like where are they? They're not where I'm at though. It's kind of crazy because you go like
Dude,
5 minutes.
Listen, no, the truth is they're old, mostly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, true.
Germans are actually very old, like on average.
So you mean they're
Because,
like
like,
dying out?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Because, like, they're...
Oh wait, what about the kids?
Because they're mixing also with other people.
No, they're like, I don't know. definitely less than two children per couple
Yeah, okay,
for
that-
many
yes,
years,
that's
and
true.
now it's like 1.5 or
Yeah.
something. So the population is going and people are getting older. They're dying later,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
population is getting older and older steadily, and a lot of the young people, especially here in Frankfurt, they're from other countries or like children of immigrants or
Yeah.
something. But in Frankfurt, it's just normal, man. But like, I consider these people Germans
yeah,
today,
yeah.
like because I think we don't really think about Germany as an ethnic
Yeah.
category
Uh-huh.
anymore. At
Anymore.
least, hopefully, most people don't think that way
Hopefully
anymore.
most people, but that's actually a good point that
know,
you touched on. Yeah, that's true.
It's more like in Germany, there's like this concept of being patriotic, not to, an ethnicity or a race or something, but towards the Constitution.
Yeah.
Like, so you say whoever lives in Germany and like, digs the constitutional setup here, lives by the rules.
Yeah.
That
Respects
they're
everything.
German, man. Yeah, that's Germany.
But
That's
I
how it
like
should
this
be.
idea. I mean,
But that's how America is. I mean, everybody flies the American flag, and they're like from Pakistan, Iraq, or whatever. Like,
Right.
I never met a foreigner in the States. Put it like that. Like I didn't know where they were from. Like I didn't know that if their parents were from Somalia or India. Like for me, they were just American. Like I never could. Of course, there would be like a couple people that come from Venezuela and they barely spoke English, but otherwise. I love that idea when it finally gets to everybody here in Germany. Because I know you can go like 5 minutes outside, 10 minutes outside of Frankfurt, and you're like really in like German towns and, they're all looking at you and you're thinking like, you live so close to Frankfurt. Why do you even look at me like that? I know you've seen people like me, but it's just weird the contrast. In the big cities here, you definitely get that feeling like everybody's accepted. Of course, you have people, Turkish saying to Moroccans or whoever, they're all like that inner fight and stuff. But that's a whole different subject, like there'll always be pride, I guess, about where your family came from, even though they were probably born here in Germany anyway. So that's kind of...
I have a question. I mean, mostly for you, bro. How do you feel, like you being American, coming from Jersey, right? How do you feel, being in Germany right now? I mean, I guess for you it's different because like you're from States, like the whole Jersey's half of my country, But how do you feel you from your country, being from Jersey, African American family, so I don't know, where's your mom from?
My mom?
Yeah, your mom's
From the States.
from the States,
Yeah.
and pops
Also.
and their parents, like.
Well,
What's your roots?
We're all so mixed. That would be like a long story.
Yeah, but anyway, okay, Americans, right, from the States. And how do you feel now being in Germany and basically representing Germany? Because this is what you're doing, right? You're representing.
Yeah, I love
Frankfurt and Germany.
Frankfurt's like.
Did you ever had any kind of moments where you were like, oh man, but I'm from the States, and I want to bring value to States and like build that up and work on that because I'm from there?
No, I
Did you ever
actually
had that?
No, like yes, I had that like thought maybe. Actually, like a very, I don't know. I guess I was so patriotic, And,
Patriotic, yeah.
I had a boss like 5 years ago. So I went in, I worked for a pharmaceutical company, and I actually got the job that I wanted, that I was actually working for the whole time at my company, to be an audit, to go do audits for other for my company, but in other countries. And then I finally made it to this position. My boss came, he's from Germany, North Germany, but lived in Switzerland for a long time, and has a house there, Bodensee. And then first day I met him, he's like, oh, Kev, I really like your vibe and everything, and you've done so much right now up until your career, and it's going to be really good to work with you. And I'm like, yeah. And for some reason, we got on the conversation with like, yeah, you're from the States, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm American. I'm so proud. And he's like, huh. And the way he looked at me, I swear, it like really changed me from, I think that was about 6 years ago, like my whole way of thinking, because his exact words was, why does it matter that you're actually from the States? I mean, you're from Earth. I mean, like we're all, human beings. Is it really that much important that you're from the States and it's so like you're that much better? And I never actually thought about it, even though I've heard it from other people. I've read it and I've seen it in like shows and everything. But the way he said it to me was just so real. And then I actually felt embarrassed because, I have the American tattoo right here. And then I was thinking ever since that day, like, he's so right. Like we're all from Earth. Like, why should I care?
Earthlings.
Like, why should I, like, of course I'm proud of where I came from and I can't take that away. I'm from the States and that's my past. But, my future or my present is here in Germany, and I should also love that just as much as I say I love where I came from. And I think that really changed my whole outlook on, like, where I say I'm from. Like, of course I say, like, people are like, where are you from? I'm from Jersey. But I love Frankfurt. I love to throw that in there just so that they know I'm for everybody. And, I'm representing here just as much as I represent where I came
Jersey,
from.
yeah.
And, so.
I mean, you've been raising a child here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, which is also really
Made a child here. Even.
big,
Got 3 kids here.
Yeah.
So,
big part of.
I'm part of that whole, making more kids for Germany.
There you go. There you go.
All born here.
Motherfucker was in the army, got here, found a woman. I guess I stay in Germany now.
Yeah.
No,
3 kids and more to come.
Well, not so, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. You never know. I can never say no. So that, to be honest, no.
You know what Kevin told me once? Now I mentioned it. I don't know. If not, I'll just cut it out of the podcast. But Kevin, we go out one day, and Kevin tells me, "You know what, bro? You know when I really know I like a woman, like I really like that chick, is when I don't care if I make her baby."
But yeah.
And I'm like, bro, where the fuck are you going with this?
Yeah, that
like,
was
what
just
does
like
that mean?
Actually, I think it's kind of deep.
Yeah, it was like a deep realization because I was
definitely.
I was going through like my divorce and everything.
But in the moment, I'm sorry, but in the moment, like in the situation when he said that, it was like, bro, please no.
But it was like, it was like a deep reflection, like that. I was just thinking, like, that is for me when I know that everything can be all right, with that person. Like if I actually let my guards down and, I'm not thinking anymore like that, then that's the right person. Doesn't mean I have to have a kid with them, but it's just like, yeah.
Well, that's a good that's a good test to test for yourself, like a
I
little
think
one in your
everybody
head.
should have that in the back of their head, like, could I, and if it's like 90% yeah, because you're never 100%, but then
this 10% comes back and hits you in the face,
hey, it
bro.
can always hit you, even if you're 100% and
True.
you're like 5-10 years together. People change. That's another
right.
good thing that I learned. You have to let go. Sometimes you have a long ride together, and sometimes the ride is short. Just as long as you enjoy the ride for the good and the bad, and learn from that shit. You gotta learn from it. You keep repeating the mistakes and going back to that. That's just like crazy. I mean, we all do it though. Sometimes it takes 2-3 relationships to realize what you really want or don't
Yeah,
want.
man. I mean, we are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
I think, and it's important to realize that and to also check your habits sometimes, right? To be like, yo, why exactly am I doing this again? Like,
again.
I'm used to doing this. I got used to doing a certain thing, but why did I get used to doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's when you question your habits. And then, I mean, okay, it's super tough to break a habit, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all know that, like, whatever it is, but I think it's interesting. I mean, we do have a certain, I think, freedom as human beings to reflect and to question these habits. But then again, we are also always in a way determined
By the
habits.
habits,
You know what I mean?
Do you
We
think
are.
that we automatically, like, I have friends or, like, they had a long-time girlfriend or whatever it is, boyfriend, whatever partner. It's 2020. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. But whatever partner that they had, do you think that it's because of routines that we actually, like, pick somehow the same kind of people? Even
What
by
you mean?
looks. Like, I had a friend who picked the same kind of, like, you would think that was his ex, but it wasn't the ex. Just when she talked and you realize wow, that's crazy. And then like we as people, since we're so used to like certain routines and what we actually like, and everybody's like, no, I like this and okay, some people are actually like, no, I only like Filipino, or I only like Croatian or whatever, you know, like
I only like aqua shoes.
yeah, or I only talk to African guys. Like I hate when people say that because there's so many flavors out there in the world.
Yeah.
Why should you limit yourself just to one thing? But do you feel like
Especially because it's so superficial, right?
Superficial.
Do you feel like that we automatically somehow though deep inside are attracted to the same kind of people looking wise and character wise?
I think it really depends on the person,
Yeah.
probably. And I would claim for myself that it's not the case with me.
Okay.
I think my girlfriend disagrees. She says you always
She always sees the comparison.
she always thinks I look at particular girls or whatever, you know. But I tend to disagree.
Okay.
But I think but there are probably routines and habits involved as well. And I think there are people who choose. I mean, you see that often. For instance, that especially with men, I think, and it's maybe also often not a nice thing for it to happen. That, you know, at some point they get divorced and then they end up remarrying a younger version of their ex-wife. You know what I mean? I think
saw that
that's
so many times.
you see that a lot, right?
Yeah.
But maybe also, so it kind of also depends on the experience. Like, I can also really see someone picking the opposite of what they had before because they because they had like a bad experience or something.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I'm.
Do you have like?
I'm not like
did you
that
have
at
that?
all. No. Well, I'm trying to think. Like, really, to be honest, no, not at all. Like, I really, really try to feel the person out and like their character.
Yeah.
And most when it's a really, really good relationship, I honestly don't even see the person at first for their looks and everything. Like, I'm more attracted to their vibe and everything that they represent to me, and then everything slowly comes in. And the fact that if I'm still with them after a while, that means that obviously, you know,
It worked out.
you know, like, and there's nothing that I complain. Everybody can complain about something from somebody, but the fact that you're with that person obviously shows that you're willing to, you know, make a chance. But I don't really think that I have a certain kind of, you know, what's that called?
Type.
Preference. Yeah.
Type,
preference or anything like that. I just, you know, just.
But did you ever?
Bruno, how about you?
I don't know. I was also thinking when you guys were talking about it right now. I'm thinking like, I was thinking about my characteristics, like my ex. I was thinking about her, and then I was thinking about after her. Like, I mean, I had no girlfriend after her.
Or people that you probably wanted to.
But people that I kind of wanted to, or maybe that I mingled around with, and I was thinking about it. I don't know. I really don't know actually. And actually, I wanted to ask the question: did you guys ever notice that, for example, let's say Kevin, your ex, right? And then you're now in a relationship, and what about like not the looks, but like after a time you spend with one person? Did you notice, oh, actually, she's exactly like my ex when it comes down to this, and that? And then you see have you ever guys, both of you, have you ever guys seen a pattern, not in characteristics, as far as characteristics go, that repeated itself maybe even throughout your whole life with the relationships with women that you guys had? Because I was actually thinking about this part. As far as the looks go, no, hell no, bro.
Yeah,
I had too many flavors.
Looks no, but I think like it's kind of crazy because my serious relationships,
I heard my series of relationships.
serious. Then the ones that I would consider like, you know, like that was a real relationship, then
Not much.
They had this similarities in certain character traits.
But do you think was that similarities that you chose? Like that you were like, I like this and I want to be with this.
I think I was like unconsciously attracted to something.
This was I was aiming towards that. Yeah, I was actually aiming towards that.
Yes, I definitely think that there's some kind of...
Because if it's that, then I'm definitely... I noticed that I'm aiming for certain things.
Yes.
And
I think that's a good thing. You know, like look-wise, I'm definitely not that person. Like I don't look for the same kind of exact copy of whatever my ex was. Hell no. but I think automatically you're always attracted to certain things, and you're
more in terms of characteristics.
Characteristics, yeah.
Or
definitely.
just not necessarily it can be anything. You know what I mean? Like for example, what I'm very attracted to is like a person being full of life.
Yes.
I'm really attracted to, like, remember when we went to Wiesbaden and that girl with the DJ thing, when she went to talk to DJ, what's her name?
I'm trying to think.
When we went to
the
Wiesbaden
park.
at the club,
Yeah.
and then we were talking about oh my god, this DJ is terrible.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then she's like, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And we were like, yeah.
that's
And then she
true.
fucking went.
and you were like, that's dope.
And I was like, yeah, that's dope. You know,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
was dancing all night by herself. Like I mean, she did dance with people, but like if there were no people, she would dance
Yeah,
alone.
she was just
If there was
dancing,
500 people, she would dance with them. You know, like, and she was full of life throughout the whole night. And I was talking to Kevin the whole time, like, bro, that's dope.
So
You know?
you were just like that's what you look for in a
No,
person.
this is just this is just like a common, like a part of. But like for example, yeah, that for example what I would be attracted to. But like, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a characteristic of a person. That can be, I don't know, fucking political, smart, or hard
think
left,
that's-
hard. You know what I mean?
That's a perfect thing to have a good relationship from your side, because you can never know what your partner is gonna do. But like, you need to know what you want. You know?
Exactly,
And
yeah,
there's a lot of people
definitely.
out there who just do it out of necessity, because either they just got pregnant all of a sudden, or
Yeah.
they realize that the partner has a better job and they can support them, and it's no really feelings behind it, or like a direct goal. But if you know, like, oh, I'm looking for feel free, dance a lot, into music, is calm, etc. Those are certain traits that when I find this person, this is it. Hopefully this is gonna last for a long time. It doesn't mean it's gonna last, but I think that's like something that everybody should sit back and be like, what am I looking for? And if you don't know what you're looking for, you might as well just drop it with the relationship, because it's not gonna go anywhere.
I think it's cool you just mentioned music, because I think music, I mean, at least
For you.
me plays such an important role, obviously, but I think for all of us probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's a topic that's interesting in general, like the role of music in relationships. It
True.
could be something to.
Would you date? I mean,
into.
Like,
you're
would
in
you date
relationship.
somebody?
Would you date
Julie
somebody?
actually asked me, like, she asked me a few days ago. She asked me, like, what if I was into Schlager?
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, would
yeah, she
you?
was like, would you still love me? Like, would you still want to be with me if I was into Schlager? And I was like, to be honest, I can't really answer that question, because
You know her
because
already.
because you, as the person that you are, wouldn't be the same person if you weren't a Schlager. In a sense.
That's what
you
you
know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like
yeah,
I think it's like
Yeah, that's true.
music you're into has so much to do with your personality and
True.
your overall
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
being.
The appearance and how
Yeah.
you present
But
yourself.
wait, I have a question. If I really like hardcore 90s boom bap, what does that mean? That I'm Liz? Actually, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It means chaos.
But-
Frankfurt chaos.
But would you? My question is, would you? Yeah. What about you? Would you come up to a girl, or like, would you be interested in?
I
a
don't
girl?
know. I think that's like a very, very good point. Like with would I even be in the same space with that person?
Yeah.
Because would the opportunity even present itself? It would have to be such a random spot that we just met up, and then maybe we're getting to know each other the first day, and then like the second time, like, oh, let's go out to eat, or what do you want, or like let's go party and stuff. Where do you want to go? I want to go
Schlager.
house music, and she's like, yeah, let's go. There's a cool all white party. I'm like, oh, all white party, and she's like, yeah, Schlager music. I'm like, no, and then I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. And then it would already be stopped, and I don't even know her character. Maybe she's like the best person in the world.
But that's the thing, like it could actually, I mean, depending on the entire package, it could somehow make sense. You
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
somehow,
Yeah.
it could make sense. Just with Julie, it would make no sense, like at all. You know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't make any sense. But like, it could make sense
could.
with that particular person, with her
Julie.
background and what
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean?
But you have to let yourself get to that point, even,
Right.
and that's like takes time.
true.
And then I would have to
funny.
listen to so much Schlager music. Like and going to like Roberto Blanco.
Actually, I
and
might
all
even
that.
I might even survive Schlager. What I wouldn't survive
I
is
couldn't
like
do that. I couldn't. Like
you know what's a really big turnoff for me?
you have to go to Carnival in Cologne, and you tell me that you would survive Schlager with just beer, Kolsch beer. And like, there's no way you would like
Dude, listen, but that is actually the key. Drink enough
Drink
Coach.
enough.
Drinking up,
Drink enough
yeah.
Coach, and at some point you will be at that level where you'll be like, okay, maybe this makes sense.
I don't know. I've been there and I've drank a lot and I still did not like it. Like
Okay,
I was just thinking like there's not enough beer
in the world.
And the funny thing is when you go to like those parties, there's not usually like Jack or gin. There's just straight beer. You know, like unless I drink a Jack bottle, Jack
It's usually
Daniels
Jägermeister.
bottle.
There's
Or
usually
Jägermeister, yeah, that's a go-to.
and
That's
then I'm
funny.
doing stupid stuff. I don't know.
But Bruno, you were about to say what turned you off?
Well, what I like I said, I might have even survived Schlager, Schlager, music. But what I definitely cannot survive is like hardcore death metal,
Yeah.
and what really turns me off, which I don't want to say this, but fuck it, techno.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm not talking techno.
No, I
like
mean,
first of all, I have to just first address one thing.
Yeah.
A lot of Germans who are like, I'm into techno. They're into house music.
House music and they just
Or
don't
tech
know it.
house.
Or
Yeah,
tech house, or a lot of
Yeah.
house people who are like, I love house music, and then they take me to a party, and I'm like, that's fucking techno,
Yeah,
hardcore techno. So, but like, you guys know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
talking about this, you know,
Where
this
you need like 3 ecstasy pills. just to get
exactly.
through it. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about, a girl comes to me and she's like, oh, like, what are you into? Oh, I love this and that. I love jazz, blah, blah. What do you listen to? Man, I listen to that techno,
I just
when
want to lick you
feel
like a
it.
lollipop.
Yeah. And then I ask her about, maybe I ask her, like, yeah, so what do you like about techno? I don't know, man. When you feel it, and you're just like, and there's something about it that really drives me off. Maybe it's the connectivity with the drugs, with the experiences that I had when I would go to like Berghain or something,
Yeah.
because I never went to a Berlin rave and there were people that I never saw a normal person being like normal and like Berghain, like it's like you're walking through the like zombies and everybody's like and you're like just trying to go
Yeah, you
through
only
it.
notice that if you're not on the drugs, so
Well, I was, but I wasn't that. I don't know. It was
the vibe.
I don't know. It's I don't think it's like a techno as far as the music goes. I'm not a big fan of it. I can listen to it, but I think the
So the
whole
whole
thing,
culture.
the whole culture behind it,
Yeah.
and just this dirtiness. Or I mean, I'm not. I don't want to say nothing bad about it. It just drives me off quite.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine from Croatia, she's a really good techno DJ, and she's quite famous in Croatia, and she does incredible things with her boyfriend, and she rocks that shit. But it's just if I drink a coffee with, like, if I would meet her, and then we would talk about music, and then she'd be like, "Yo, listen to my new track," and then she puts me a headphone, and I'm listening, and I'm trying to be polite, so I'm like. But she's like, yeah, you feel that? And all I'm hearing is just like boom, 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 boom.
Feel it on my ears.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a vibe for sure.
yeah,
I think
it's a vibe.
it's definitely a vibe. But I agree with
I don't
you.
know.
I also don't find it particularly attractive somehow. I don't know. It's something very mechanic about it. Like I think
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
of Germans are very into it because the Germans have that sort of
Rule
set.
system.
It's set.
yeah. there's
Techno sounds like a rule.
yeah.
It sounds like a rule.
True. But I mean, I did have some experiences. I did have some experiences where I could connect with techno, and that actually really depended on
Drugs.
the sound system.
Sound system.
Yeah, that is
Really depends
Yeah.
because
True.
to me, if I heard it on a very big, very loud
Yeah.
sound system,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it made sense because then you realize that techno is actually, I don't know if you can even call it music like other types of music, because it's really all about the physical experience.
That's
like
true. That is
sort of,
true. That
you
is
know,
definitely true. I had that. Yeah, I
it's
had
like
that.
the bass really
Going
going
through your
through your
body.
body.
You're feeling
You
it.
You're
Yeah.
feeling this.
And not just bass, you actually feel different frequencies as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
as they're
Yeah.
vibrating.
Yeah.
Like
True.
I don't know if there's like a low key, low tone, keys. You can feel like I had a moment where I felt it, and that was really
And that
cool.
was really
part.
in Berghain, for instance.
I had it in Berghain, yeah,
because
yeah.
they have this massive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
speakers.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like you feel from like 100 meters away. It's like vibrating.
It's
through your
ridiculous.
chest space, you know.
And the DJs that actually they go there, I mean, they were quite, me as a DJ, you as a DJ, like all of us DJing, they were actually good DJs, Like, I mean, as far as what I heard, I was like really, my thing was like, man, I wish I would have liked this music. Then I would be here all the time,
Well, I was a techno kid, so I grew up in like
Oh, really?
New York, and I was like my first 3-4 years from club experience was techno and
Like straight up
house.
techno,
Yeah.
no house. I'm not talking
No.
Chicago.
I was both. I went straight techno clubs, ecstasy.
Like
to
raves, like New
those.
York raves.
Yeah, like I was 3-4 years into that, and I was like 16.
Damn.
What were
Damn.
like the main producers at that time? Do you remember any names, like the techno
No.
producers or DJs from that time?
No, I just know the clubs, Sound
Okay.
Factory, and like Exit.
Oh, Sound
and
Factory.
Like, it was like I was just always going to clubs just for that experience from Friday to Sunday. So like I don't know, but I was also into like the whole entire culture, like with the glow sticks and ecstasy, and then tripping the whole time, and 2 days up.
I think
and-
people who invented techno were like, guys, our
Gotta have
music
glow
sucks.
sticks."
We have to do something. We have to
like,
do
pulling
something.
it around. Yeah,
They're like, we
sweating
gotta
my
get them
ass
on
off.
this.
I didn't drink, but I did definitely do like ecstasy.
And Germans were like, we will help you do this thing.
But it also reminds me that there's so many varieties of what we call techno.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what you were now saying is really hard.
I was
it's not
talking
very
about that.
fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
You
I
know,
love minimal,
But
like
for
minimal
instance,
techno. I love.
Also, like I don't know what you can hear in Robert Johnson, for instance, often
Yeah,
would also
Robert
be
Johnson was
described
dope.
as techno.
Yeah.
But that's actually much more musical
Exactly,
and much more
yeah.
interesting. And
Yeah. I
but-
wish I could play one techno track that I thought it was house, and then a house dancer by the name of Danny, he came to me and he said, "No, bro, that's minimal techno." And I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." And I would love to play it too now, but I don't know the rights.
you can put a link in the description.
I'll put a link in the description. No, fuck that. It's a gem. I'm not giving this to
He's like,
anybody.
no, I'm not gonna share my
Bro,
music.
I didn't even give it to Danny. Danny asked me what was it. I was like, bitch, fuck off.
Wow.
It's my gem. No way,
It's
bro.
amazing you still have that attitude, that old school, like when DJs used to like
Yeah.
actually put like white labels on their vinyl so,
Yeah, bro,
nobody
I-
could read what it was, like,
Yeah, I don't fuck around. I mean, because it's like, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah, sometimes you take hours to
Yeah, exactly.
like now you can Shazam. Back then you couldn't even Shazam or anything. But
bro,
like,
my sets you cannot Shazam. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm just saying like when you hear a beat and like you only know the one phrase.
True.
And you're really trying to like search and you don't know the name of it. You don't know the producer or anything, but you just know that one phrase.
Right.
And then you finally get the song, play that thing, and everybody's like, yo, that's so dope. What's the name of it? And you're just thinking, I spent like, I don't know how many weeks and hours on this thing.
oh, wow.
And I found it in a place where nobody will find it, and then I'll just give it to this bitch right now with a fucking Spotify premium account. You know what I mean? It's just a.
I
I don't know.
do that with every song though, but I understand what he means on like certain stuff that like.
I mean, here's the thing: if you were really like, for example, I do give like my jams that I have. I give actually a lot of them, but I give it out to people that are not even into this, and they really appreciate the music.
Oh, okay, that's also a good thing. Yes.
For example, I give it to my friends that they will never touch decks, or that they will never even. They're not even doing nothing related. They're not doing anything related to music except like enjoy listening to it.
Cool.
And I have no problem sharing that. And this is the point of us, to share music. So
Right.
I'm totally down with this. But I come from very old school, traditional way, and I come from why the fuck would I go to your party if I know your whole set? I know what you're gonna play. Why would I go to your party? I'm young, but I still come from the culture of we go to the parties to listen to the parties was a radio show. Even at my time, which was like
what new
later.
songs maybe are gonna come.
I was still like, I'm younger, but still at where I'm from, you went to the party to listen to the like new shit, you know. And I'm not talking new shit that came out the week before or that month. I'm
The
talking
stuff
about
that you haven't heard before.
exactly. And being around OGs and being around older DJs, they told me also like they respected other DJs when they would play their own thing when nobody could. Well, we didn't have Shazam then, but like when nobody can find out about it, and you know. And for example, there's a thing with this record. So I told you the story. I was trying to get this one record. I'm searching for one record for like 2 years now, or more, maybe more. And then I found it only one after 2 years in Japan, and I found it off of eBay. Like no Discogs, no like eBay, you know. And it was random because I never bought a record off of eBay. And then one guy told me, "You can buy it. Just check eBay, bro." I was like, "eBay? Get the fuck out of here!" You know, like even if I buy it off of eBay, it's not gonna be. And then I found it on eBay, but the problem with the eBay was it was all Japanese, like hieroglyphics. So I didn't know if that record was that record. You know, the only thing that I thought it was that record just because of the name of the band, which was actually a Colombian band. It was a Colombian band, but it was a Japanese. Cover and a cover. So like a Japanese band did a cover of the Colombian band.
Oh, okay.
And the name of the record was the only thing that I could read was the name of that Colombian band. So I thought, oh, this might be it, you know, and it's, I don't know, what are the chances, right? But I cannot find it out. So what I want to do is I want to contact the seller and just make sure that one track, I'm not talking about the album, it was an album, LP, 12-inch.
That they maybe put the original on there.
No, I just wanted to make sure that this particular track, this particular record, like this one song that I'm looking for is there. Because I was only looking for that one. And so I'm trying to see who the seller is, and it's in Japan. It's like a record store, but it's not a record store. It is, but it isn't. But it's his uncle, but it's not. But mom ditched this. I don't fucking know what.
And just want the record.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? And there's a number. So I'm like, okay, let me call them. And I'm like, hello. And the guy actually answers. And I'm like, hey, my name is Bruno. I'm calling from Germany. Blah 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 blah. He's like, bam. And I'm like, fuck, man. I call again. Oh, I say like English. Oh, I was like, fuck, what do I do? Shit. And I needed this record. And the record was quite expensive on eBay. So I didn't want to spend, you know, the record was, I don't know, 180?
Oh.
Yeah, 180. So I was like, I'm not sure if I want to spend 180. What if it's like a VG Plus or something? Or even worse? And then there's no, you know, then I have a random stupid Japanese record. Yeah. So I was like, how do I do it? Then I went on a Google Translator and I typed a long monologue. Yeah. Like, hey, my name is Bruno. I'm from Germany. I'm looking for this particular track and I think it's on your record. I found it off of blah, 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 almost like a 30 to 45 second monologue. Yeah. And then you know how you have in Google Translator, like a audio thing that you click on it, then the computer starts talking. Yeah. So I basically did that. Oh my god! I basically did that. That's amazing. And I translated to Japanese. So I was like, and the phone goes like, and he's like, whoa. And then I just press play, and he's like, the automat goes on. Yeah. But then the guy responded again in Japanese. In Japanese. And then I was like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for that. So I mean, it's a long story, but I'll cut it now. But then after that, I actually wrote a couple of possible answers. And like kind of like a workarounds, and so I can pivot for him writing me an email. Yeah. And then he wrote. I managed to get the email, and then we spoke over the email, and then I got the record. But for example, I go through all of this, and there's only one. And I'm not saying that I'm the only one that has this record. Yeah. I know a guy who actually has it. This is how I know about this record. Yeah, but you know, going through all of this, and there's not many people who have it, and then for me to have it, and then just to pass it on to you without any reason is ludicrous to me. And for you to come and ask me for that as a DJ is also like ludicrous for me. Like if I did that to my OGs, I would get slapped. Yeah. No joke. not blah, blah, I would get slapped, you know. So today, and we live today, like, yeah, bro. Like, for example, I got so mad. I go to a DJ set. We went to, you were there too, I think. We went to, I'm not going to mention no names because, you know, I'm not favored here in this city, but Kevin knows. And I go to this party, this DJ I go to the party and this DJ is having a set there, right? And I'm listening closely to the set. First of all, he couldn't mix a fucking record. So first of all, go fuck yourself with that, calling yourself a DJ. And second of all, the selection was not at all his selection. Like I heard 4, 5 DJs sets from other DJs that we all know on his set. And for me, I mean, this doesn't, first of all, for me, like in my eyes, that's like, bro, you suck. You don't have my respect. But that's just me. That's my private opinion. So I could be wrong. But in general, it's like, you are the DJ. It should be your sound. It should be your opening. Like, because when we DJ, we're opening ourselves to others. We're very vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're letting everybody into what
I'm letting everybody into what I think is good. And I'm ready to get fucking, you know, pissed on for what I think is good, you know, and I'm taking risks and it's very private and it's very, so I'm opening to myself to you, and I should open myself. I should not open John's set and Kevin's set, you know. That doesn't mean that if John gave me a record that I should not play it because John found that record. But like I'm saying about the sets in general, this guy is a German guy. He played gypsy music. Are you fucking kidding me?
Gypsy music.
Yeah, bro. There's 2 DJs who do that. One is me, who has gypsy culture, and one is another gypsy who has gypsy culture. So you know what I mean? And then like, you know, like so when I hear a DJ set, like I'm not hearing you play. I'm hearing you play trance or what you think is cool right now, but this is not a DJ. For me, a DJ is somebody that I go to the event, to the party, and I get lost for 2-3 hours. I'm in a different space. I come, I forget about the time, I forget about the problems, I forget about everything. I'm just fucking swimming in this fucking pool of fucking crazy melodies and sounds and new experiences, and like I'm going places I would never go.
Yeah.
And maybe it's even uncomfortable, but it's different. It's something new. I'm hearing your sound. And for me, this is a DJ. You know what I mean? And I got educated like that, you know. So today, you know, and then you come up to me and I'm working hard on doing that, and then you come up to me and you're like, yeah, bro, what's that record? Can you give it to me? And then I even explain it to you nicely. No, I cannot give it to you because blah, 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 blah. And then when people find that offensive, is also ludicrous to me. You know what I mean? Like,
But isn't there still a certain paradox? Because playing music or DJing, what you're doing or what you want to do is you want to share the music you're playing.
No, I'm sharing. No. I'm sharing the moment. I'm giving you a moment. I'm not giving you music. I'm giving you moments. When we DJ, we give people.
But it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's not your music. You know what I mean? Like someone else made this, and you have your sources.
It's like I think we're like a.
But I think you know what I agree with you is that you're saying it shouldn't be too easy. Like if you're serious,
especially
digger,
if you're serious, yeah.
If you're serious digger, if you're serious DJ,
you should call yourself a DJ.
You need to also you should put some effort into it. You should put some work into finding your selections and your songs, etc. So I totally agree with that. But at the same time, you know, you're playing music that you found somewhere, that came to you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And in a sense, you are, what I like to say, or like what I feel sometimes, is that I'm not playing music, but the music is playing me.
Mm-hmm. That is very...
Like if I'm really deep into the set, it's like the music is playing you. You know, that's how I feel.
That's true.
And the music is something in that moment and in that perspective, music is bigger than you. You know, the music's bigger than you. So how can you? I understand it, but I want to say that it's a paradox. I want to say that it's a paradox.
Yeah.
How can you claim that it's, you know, your music? You know that
I think
want to share it.
Well, as far as if you look at it as a DJ, let's say a DJ night, right? It's a club. You're not, you know, and let's say it's like you come to a place where I'm DJing, and I'm DJing that night. So we're not sharing those 2-hour sets or whatever. It's my night. I'm DJing there, and like I hate to reference this guy because he's very commercial, but like Jazzy Jeff said a really good thing, and I really was like, yeah, that's kind of on point. Like we as DJs, it's like a tourist guide. I'm like a bus driver. You get on, I drive you around, and then I bring you back, and that's it. So like it's not my music, but like it's my fucking bus. It's not my city, but it's my bus. And I decide what I will show you from that city. I will pick you up when I tell you to pick you up. And then when I feel like dropping you off, I'll drop you off. And I actually like this, the way I used city. And like, it's not my city, but it's my bus. Because Jazzy Jeff didn't say that. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, I should own it.
Shit, yeah, heard that.
But I really feel like this. So like, when you look at it as a DJ night, you know, like, but I definitely agree with you. It's a paradox because, yeah, I also feel like sometimes music is playing me. And the music that I have, I also, some of it I get from other people.
Right.
But what I'm aiming more is towards like, one thing is like I get a music from like, yo, for example, we had a party 2 weeks ago and we played a beautiful back to back, and it was so beautiful. Yeah. And you played this first of all, John, you fucking killed. Like I was like,
there was
I hated
like 3 songs that I honestly,
the first 3 in a row he played.
I honestly was about to get my phone and about to Shazam it, and I actually stepped back and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even do all that. I'm just gonna enjoy the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really dope, like the whole exchange and the vibe, and it was so unexpected the night.
It was beautiful.
That was even the best part about it. Like
I think it's one of my favorite nights of
the whole
2020.
vibe and how everybody just like it wasn't that many people, but it was just the whole music exchange. It was
beautiful.
It was dope.
But for example, what I hated is like we were like, who's gonna go what, and then I sort of ended up after John.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're playing the song. Yeah.
And I think I even chose ending up after you because I was like, man, John plays like my shit 70s.
I'm gonna make it difficult.
Yeah, he plays my shit. He's like,
I said that right.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna make it difficult for you.
And you really made it difficult. I couldn't mix like you were playing, but and you had really crazy tunes. Like, bro, thank you for beautiful music. But like
because of you, I've been looking for a scout bag for like 2 weeks. I even posted.
Well, I wanna buy that bag. Yo, that bag was so. Wait, I have to find a picture.
Because it has to be a 90s one. It had to be a square one.
What's the name of it?
Been like 96 or something like mine, I think.
I found like the year and the 90s, and they showed me every year what bag came out, and then I actually even found your bag and like other bags just like it.
Oh wait,
like,
Square Scout backpack 4 vinyl.
Just put 90s Scout. So
I don't know. I'm probably not.
Where did you get this?
I'm probably not the first person who realized that you can put vinyls in
this
there,
one.
but I have never seen this before.
This one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I found it. It's my old backpack.
Yeah.
I had the same one when I was a kid.
When I was a kid, and I found it in my parents' garage. And I was like, I saw the dimensions, and I was like, wait, could this be? And then I took it and I got some vinyls and I put it in there and it was like perfect.
Yes.
Yo, when he pulled up to that party, I was like, dude, I'm so jealous right now.
I mean, at least the DJs were like, yo.
It's crazy.
You can even put like your headphones in the front, you know, like.
Because I had the same, I think it was even, the Scout was even the manufacturer. I had the same, but obviously not anymore. But what I was trying to say is like, for example, we played that night. It was amazing. And then you played this record. Don't say it. We're not going to say it. But I'm joking. But you played this record, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, what is it? And you told me. And I was like, what? And then I went on Discord. And I bought it like 2 minutes after. I found
I think I even remember you were like, you asked me,
Can I Shazam it?
Can I Shazam
Yeah.
it? And I was like, dude, of course, like, feel free, you know? Like, but then I realized that you have this really, OG sort of understanding of it. Like, that it's for you, it's a big deal to ask another DJ
definitely for
if
music.
You can, if you can have that music.
That's also respect for you.
It's a respect for you, bro. That's a respect for you,
like,
you know?
I need
thanks,
that.
man. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, it's funny because really 30 seconds later, you had bought it.
Yeah, I bought it.
You came back like, you were like, yeah, I bought it. I was like, okay, cool.
And it's an amazing record. I got it home now, you know?
It's dope.
But
It's really cool.
the thing is, it's, and yeah, of course I got it from you and but like, and of course I will even play it outside. But for example, the guy who taught me DJing and like who was very influential like when it comes down to DJing for me, shout out to DJ Bijan. His name is Adgan. He's a really good friend of mine. He's the actual reason why I'm actually got into DJing. And he told me once, like, he's like, yeah, of course you can play the record that I play, you know? I mean, but obviously it's not cool. You can play one record that I have or whatever, but like if you play my whole set, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say
on
with
the same night.
yeah. And what I'm trying to say is like more towards the set, like, or he even said, yeah, play a track that I played, but flip it.
Right.
Where did I start with the track? At the beginning. Yeah. Why don't you start in the middle of the track? Yeah. Why don't you start at the end and then loop it up?
Yeah.
Like this is, so it's, for example, let's say you played that night when you played that track, it was something with the Stripes, I forgot. Tiger Stripes, right? So when you played that record, let's say maybe you played it, when we were playing records, so you basically mixed it from the beginning. Right. But what if I loop it up or something, or maybe I do my own edit on it, and then
be dope,
you know what I mean? So that's the point. That's how I would
take inspiration
and not like take your 10 record set and then repeat that thing and then mix it with other things, and then the whole thing makes no sense because I took 10 from Kevin, 10 from you, 10 from Pigo, and then I mixed it up. You know what I mean? And then I'm a DJ, and everybody else who doesn't know John or Kevin or Pigo or blah blah, they're like, wow, Bruno is such a crazy DJ, wow. And I'm like, no, he's a Spotify playlist DJ, you know, you know what I mean? So that is my thing with, and for me, it's even more emotional because I got traumatized from the OGs slapping my fingers every time I would, like, even with Bijan, he like, it was not even long ago, it was a couple of months ago, he calls me one day and he's like, bro, I have to tell you something. Cause I sent him a record. I was like, bro, I found this record. It's crazy, right? Check it out. And he calls me, and he's like, listen, we gotta talk. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? I don't know what's in your head, but like this record also, like last 20 that you sent me, you got it from me. And I was like, wait, what you mean? No, bullshit, bro. I didn't get it for you for sure. I just found it, and look where I found it. He's like, yeah, but motherfucker, I showed it to you like a year ago. You know, and you just and then he had an issue. For example, he had an issue of me not acknowledging his value of him sharing music with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then not remembering that, and then coming after a year
and playing the same.
No, not even playing the same. No, but like just
sending,
implying that I found it.
That you found it.
But I get that. Like,
you know what I
think
mean?
I would feel strange as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
with
also
that
feel
record, you know, like if you were all of a sudden like, yo, look at this record I got.
Mine.
Yeah.
You know, and then and he was very influential for my beginning, and still to this day is. And a lot of my first funk records were all from him. You know, not from him, but like directions of him. You know.
Cool.
So I still to this day, it's rarely a time today when I find a funk record and then I share it with him that he already doesn't have it or doesn't know about it, which I'm kind of constantly fighting against it, you know. But you know, grail. Even still to this day, after years and years, he still would hit me up with things like this, and me being not traumatized like in a negative way, but like me being educated like this. Of course, I take more passion into issues like this that I see that we have. For my opinion, today, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like protective over this stuff, because others were protective of it, and you know and at the end of the day, like, bro, if I don't give you that music, guess what, motherfucker, you're gonna come to my next set.
Make it worth it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know.
No, it makes a lot of sense. But I also liked what you just said, Kevin, that you felt the urge to Shazam, but you didn't because you just wanted to go with the flow.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss the whole moment.
I think that's also interesting because, you know, like, it changes your mindset, right? As soon as you take out your phone and you're like,
stuck on your phone, and you're like, look, and
it changes your mindset.
Yeah. Half of the song goes away.
Yeah, half the song's away, and I don't even remember. And I like, you know, that would have affected my whole vibe for the whole night. Not like saying that me Shazamming for one or two songs, but like, the whole flow was just right, and I would have just sat there, took it out, and
it was really, really great. I mean, did an amazing thing setting it up together with Lorenzo.
That was funny.
I came at like 5 or 6, and it was like, wow, looked incredible.
It started from like Ecuador telling me like, yo, bro, it's gonna be hot tomorrow. You want to just chill by the river, grab some beer? And then 5 minutes after that, it was like a 30 people party here in our. And actually, I think this was our first.
Monday fun day.
No, Monday mandatory. We said Monday mandatory. But no, but this was our first kind of like our studio Jazz Montez opening.
Yeah, true. It
Right?
was. It was like a
Well, are we
soft
are we
opening.
writing it down in the paper? Like, was it opening or
I guess. I mean, you can call it
unofficial opening?
Yeah, you can call it whatever, but it was just a great night.
It was a beautiful night with the barbecue and the music was wow. It was crazy. Like we had like Phil 80s funk, hardcore 80s funk.
That's funny.
Me and you were going trippy with the 70s, and then Ecuador was like more modern-ish. It was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
It was pretty cool. But Kevin bitched out though. Kevin was supposed to DJ. You were supposed to DJ, bro.
Right.
Yeah, but
You even-
told me
he
to
even
bring
brought-
my laptop.
And you did bring
Yeah, I
it.
did bring
And
my
I kept telling you like, bro, jump on. And he's like, no.
I was intimidated.
Damn right you were with my Japanese records.
Jump on it.
But no, actually, Kevin is playing this Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this officially your first gig?
Yeah, actually. Only when I jumped in when you were playing at what was the hotel's name?
Yeah, that don't count.
Yeah.
Bristol. No, that don't
The
count.
hotel don't count.
So this Sunday is officially your first.
First, except for me just doing it in the park by myself.
No, I'm talking about somebody
the
asking you
neighborhood
to
come
come to play, and you're like playing for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
Cool.
and there's people judging it.
Shit, they could judge all they want. My music's good.
Nice.
I like this. I like this character. John, are
Tiva,
you-
you better watch out. No. It's all love. We're gonna work together.
I don't know. And also there's this thing about competitiveness.
But that's good. That brings
That's
out.
good. That brings out. And me being from hip hop, you know, like you also know hip, you know, like I like it, you know.
But that's also why I said, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Like, I mean, the first record I played was fucking Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Exactly. I was.
You guys were playing. I don't know what you were playing.
But I
you
was
were playing-
happy. I was happy.
Yeah,
when
I remember
played
you
it.
were like, you flipped out. You were like, wow, you played this song.
Because that's for me is DJing, you know, like flipping it out, you know. You basically went super hip hop. You were like,
Yeah.
well, I gotta make sure Bruno know he can fuck with me, you know. And this was so amazing. And then you pushed me to do better, and I was like, shit, he thinks he can play me with those records. Motherfucker better know, you know. Like I liked it, you know. And it was challenge for Phil because Phil, I think, was the only one with the records directly from. Like Phil went to Marburg. Was it Marburg or Hamburg?
He went to Hamburg.
He went to Hamburg, and he came directly from Hamburg to the party
Yeah.
with the records that he bought in Hamburg, which he like listened to maybe even once or not even.
That's
And
why,
he-
'cause some of them, he's like, I didn't even listen to these records.
Yeah, and he played like the whole night till the end. So I was like, motherfucker, how many records? I think he played every single LP's track, like every single song from the LP. But you know, I think also it was a challenge for him, you know, and it was a good push. You know, I think it was. I honestly, this was the most fun DJ. It wasn't a gig, but it was the most fun DJ set I ever had. I think because it was so
Yeah.
random. It was so nothing. It was so.
It's usually the best things in life when it's just random,
Yeah.
unexpected.
Just free. Yeah.
Great.
It was super free.
Yeah.
And I hope we're gonna have more of that.
Yep. Hope so too.
I think we should.
We should definitely end this. Yeah,
Wrap it up.
definitely. My ass is itching me right now. But this was what do you guys think for the first one?
Dope. I like how it was just about whatever.
Yeah.
It went from a lot of.
We're
stuff
still
to-
not sure about for everybody listening still out there. We're still not sure about the name of the podcast.
It was about whatever and a cactus.
Yeah,
Maybe that's good. Whatever and
cactus, whatever.
No, whatever and a cactus.
Whatever.
I think that's a long name for the podcast.
Very long.
What you call it?
No, but how did we say cactus and then
Cactus.
I cannot even pronounce it. Cactast.
Cactcast.
Cactast.
Cast.
I don't know.
Cast.
For now, it's whatever, because whatever.
Yeah, just
You know.
whatever. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for the first episode of Podcast Whatever.
First official.
Yeah.
East side of Frankfurt.
That's right.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Peace.
Peace.